All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Houston Rockets video. Justise Winslow and Zach Collins have been linked as possible landing spots for the Houston Rockets once free agency opens up on Monday. Not that surprising. Winslow is 25, Zach Collins is 23. This is just right after the report that Daniel Tyson is a possible target for the Houston Rockets this offseason. And also just a real quick piece of Houston Rocket news. I posted a Houston Rocket news video earlier today, but I forgot to mention that apparently the Houston Rockets have some interest in re-signing David Nwaba. So Rafael Stone, after that draft, 4 first-round picks, it's definitely clear that he wants to prioritize defense. He wants a young core, and he wants young defenders. Now, right out of the gate, I'm not a huge fan of either one of these signings. Not really a fan of Daniel Tyson either. Unless Kelly Olynyk is actually gone, I would be interested in signing maybe one of these players. I want Garuba. I want Sengun. I want these guys to get more. I want them to just get as much running time as they can in their first year. So this is what I was kind of scared at, that the Houston Rockets are going to be linked to all these kind of small-time players that probably won't be in it for the long run. However, Daniel Tyson, he hasn't hit 30 yet, so he's not that old, but I really like that Winslow and Zach Collins, they're not over the age of 25. Now, Zach Collins is pretty versatile. He's 6'11". I'm not a huge fan of Zach Collins because one of my roommates at college, he went to high school with Zach Collins and said he was kind of like a preppy douche, and he kind of looks like a preppy douche, so sorry, Zach, but he was drafted number 10 in 2017. He just has really never been that healthy. He averaged 7 points per game on 47.1 from the field and 37% from deep. 6.3 rebounds in 26.4 minutes in the 2019-2020 season. That was the last time that Zach Collins played. He recently refractured his foot, and his timetable for 2021-2022, it's not clear. Not a huge fan of signing Zach Collins after. If we didn't just draft the way we did, maybe I would be a little bit more interested just because of his age, and he is big, but after getting Sengun, after getting Garuba, I don't really have much interest in Zach Collins. My biggest fear is that they re-sign Kelly Olynyk and then they pick up guys like Zach Collins and Daniel Tyson, and then our rookies just don't even play. Winslow, on the other hand, I could come around to this. I could come around to Justise. He is a Duke baby. So I love Duke guys, and I like Winslow. He also is a Houston native, so even more likable. He was drafted at number 10 in 2015, and this past season only played in 19.5 minutes per game, but he did average 6.8 points and 4.5 rebounds. He has really good perimeter defense. There was actually a little time a couple of years ago when he was on the Miami Heat in which he was moved to point guard, and I remember playing fantasy basketball, and it was just so weird. I remember trying to trade for Winslow so hard because when he was a point guard, there was a little time period where he was just absolutely going off. In 2018-2019, he started 52 games for the Miami Heat, averaged about 30 minutes per game, and put up a respectable 12.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. The tough part about him is that he's been falling off from three. That season, he did shoot relatively solid on 4 attempts per game. That was the most. 4 attempts per game from deep is the most Winslow has ever averaged. It's usually around the 2 a game mark. That's what it's been the last couple of seasons, and in the last 2 seasons combined, he's only shot 20% from deep. So tough 3-point shooting. He's slumped from 38 and 37.5 in 17-18 and 18-19 to 22.2% 2 years ago, and then only 18.5% last year. If the Rockets are confident that they can possibly restore Winslow as a shooter, then he would be a major bounce back candidate. Now, the Rockets should have their full non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which started at approximately $9.5 million last season, and that'll be available to use in free agency. They also have their biannual exception of $3.7 million and 4 trade exceptions, including one at $8.2 and another at $5.1. So if they sign a player using the full mid-level exemption or accept a free agent into a trade exception via a sign-and trade, that would trigger a hard salary cap at the NBA's tax apron level. What that essentially means is that it would be a little bit more difficult to retain Kelly Olynyk, since using bird rights to exceed the salary cap might not be possible if they are hard capped. However, they could prefer a more defensive-minded alternative to Kelly Olynyk, which is what I have been preaching since day one. I would so much even rather have Usman Garuba come in and start 30 minutes a night rather than Kelly Olynyk, just because Kelly's old, man. He's old. He's not good on defense. Yeah, he does a little, he does the hard stuff, takes the beatings. He's down there taking the beatings, but you got to produce. You got to produce on the defensive end. Daniel Tice produces a little bit more than Kelly Olynyk. I would say he's a little bit scrapier, and I would have to prefer Daniel Tice for several reasons over Kelly Olynyk. But if I had to rank the three out of Tice, Kelly Olynyk, and Zach Collins, I would have to rank them. Honestly, that's actually really tough. I would probably go with Kelly Olynyk at the bottom, Daniel Tyson in the middle, and then I guess Zach Collins at the best just because he's 23 years old. However, I'm not too big on Zach Collins, but I just don't really want to see a Daniel Tice or Kelly Olynyk come in here and just take up 30 minutes a night when Garuba and Sengun could be in their spots. With Winslow, on the other hand, I do feel like we need to just improve every aspect of our defensive game, and Winslow would be huge. He would be huge on the defensive end. It's not like he's going to come in here and play more than 25 minutes on any given night, so probably be around the 20-minute a game. My one concern is, would that be an issue for Jayshawn Tate and KJ Martin? My gut tells me no, because Silas is pretty good at putting players into different, like KJ can play several different positions. Jayshawn can play several different positions. And I have enough trust in Steven Silas to be able to handle, it's not like we're getting Kawhi Leonard, who's going to take up a huge chunk. It's just Justise Winslow. So he's not going to be taking up 30 minutes a night every single night. So that's it for today. Let me know down below if you guys are interested in either Collins or Winslow. I'm a little bit on the fence, not really a big fan, but if it happens, it happens. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. I'll see you guys later.